So, as being CEO and running your own company and business, how do you feel about time management? Like with me and everything we got going on, it's like I feel like a day can get away really fast.
Yeah, because it don't take but an hour or two to not go the way you planned it and everything's off course.
Right.
It's tough. That's probably the toughest part. That's the hardest part of, like, when I left my main job, like when I was working in corporate America to do this. That's the constant battle, is trying to prioritize what's most important.
Right.
I think that one of the things that helps me is like writing a to-do list either in the morning or the evening. So either before I go to bed or first thing when I wake up, these are the things that I have to get done today that are non-negotiable.
Right.
Then I'll have some things that I would like to get done today if I can, if I have the time, and I just work off of that list.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So how do you handle when things? Cause I mean, things are gonna go not the way you wanted to go.
How do
you handle
day.
that frustration of, oh man, it's just
Alcohol. I'm just kidding.
okay. All right.
Haven't been drinking much, but
Okay.
You just got to deal with it, man. Like, my problem, honestly, I got a bit of an issue, like lingering on problems, and I need to continuously remind myself, like, these are good problems to have.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people that would die to have these kind of problems. I used to want to have these problems.
And now that you have
Now
them,
you got them, you can't
yeah.
complain about it.
Right. Right.
I complain to y'all sometimes, but I mean, you just got to suck it up and get through it. And like I said, just like, think about it, analyze it, and try to make the best decision that you can and live with the consequences of your choices.
That's true. Because like you said, each day is going to come with something. Everything, it's going to be some days where it just went perfect. And then it's going to be from the start, it's just bad.
Yeah.
From the start, everything you thought was going to happen, didn't happen.
That's hard because you like letting things go is hard.
Yeah.
Like, because you might have your day set on doing a certain thing, then you miss that thing, but you still got a long list of other things to do. So it's like you just got to do the best thing you can at that time with the time you got. Type of thing.
Do you think it's a bit of fear in that for most people?
In what?
And
Letting go.
when I say fear, meaning that when things go bad in a day, when you had so much stuff planned, do you feel like it's a fear of, oh shit, I can't fuck up?
Certain people,
Like, is it like that? Do you feel like you have some type of fear that if it go bad, then it could go bad?
You got to remove that because you can't let a bad minute make it a bad day. If something bad happens, that doesn't mean that your day is ruined.
Yeah.
And that's something I've had to learn. Like, you could still execute and have a good day even though this one thing went bad. Like, there's been times y'all been around. We got an event, I got to cook, and I get some terrible news. Somebody did some stuff with some money or something, and I'm like, but I got to go cook for 80, 150 people, and you gotta just put that behind you and execute.
Absolutely.
Gotta have a man of a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like throwing up interceptions.
Gotta
get over it.
What is all that, like a reset?
Yeah, but to your point about fear, is more for me is more so I feel responsible for everybody that works with me. Like some of y'all quit your jobs, and you for example, you quit your job and moved here to help me do this.
Yeah.
I feel very responsible for making sure that this is successful.
Got you.
And the same thing, I got a wife, I got a kid, I got friends, I got family, I got my extended family. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot to try to make sure that this ship continues to move in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And I feel a pretty heavy responsibility that comes with that. And that's really what makes the decision-making process more difficult, because if it was just me, I'd be all right. I used to sleep on the floor, I slept on the couch, I slept in the shed. I'll be all right. I'll figure it out. I'll feed myself somehow. Like, I'm going to be good. But there's so many other moving parts now, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. You gotta take your time and try to make sure you're making the right decision.
I always said that too, like, because of the way we was brought up and coming with like dating or friendships or whatever. If you establish like a household, I always said, for me, regardless of what happened, we gonna be all right. Because in my mind, I'm gonna make some stuff happen.
Right.
Because it's always been like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna
It's like
always
second nature.
It's second nature. Like, it's never a thing like you have to worry. And I think sometimes that is a good quality to have, especially as a man, that regardless of what happened, we're gonna be good.
Right.
We're
Yeah,
gonna make something
I'ma find
happen.
a way.
One way or another, it's gonna happen.
But part of it is you get accustomed to the new lifestyle that you've built for yourself. Like the clothes that you wear, the
Yeah.
food that you eat, the way
Yeah.
that you travel, the bed you sleep. Like
Right.
literally everything as you continue to progress and get better, you don't want to feel like you're taking a step back. Think about it like in the weight room. We was talking about this the other day. Say you ain't did an exercise in a minute. You're like, damn, I'm not trying to go under 135. I'm not putting less than
Yeah, so
a
you just won't
45
do
on
it.
there. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
like you don't want to feel like you're regressing. So like as you're continuing to build whatever it is that you're building,
Right.
you're trying to constantly move the needle and advance the ball.
Right.
Any little setback makes you feel like you're regressing, and that's stressful.
That's the fear. So how do you get that of saying, hey, okay, for example, we said the weight room, you was able to lift 2 plates on the incline.
Yeah.
You go to try to lift 1 plate on the incline, and because you haven't done it in a while, you like, oh no. But instead of taking that 45 off, I just won't do it
Yeah.
because in my mind,
It's an ego thing.
it's an ego thing.
Pride
So
thing.
how do you keep the ego from coming into play when things not going right or your pride is saying how do you keep yourself focused
check,
or
right.
in check when things are going good to a point where it's really good to keep you like, all right, somebody can snatch this from you in a minute. So let's keep it humble because we
Yeah.
see it all the time. Even not from us, just NBA players, NFL players, where they be up. Then all of a sudden you look, fool's working at Target.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
Yeah.
tough. So how do you keep yourself grounded with
think
everything that's going on?
It's tough. I think I struggled with that a little bit last year for sure. I think the ego is a gift and a curse. It drives me. It I think you need your ego. Like it fuels you. I can use it in moments where I need motivation. I can pull from it. It's like a source of power.
Okay.
But also it can get out of control a little bit, and you can like feed into it too much. And like you said, you don't want to take that step back. We're flying first class now. I'm not riding, coach. I'm not doing like once you start feeling like that, you need to check yourself.
Like when you feel like, oh no, I ain't.
It's beneath me. Like,
Yeah.
bro, just a few months ago, this was normal.
It was-
for you.
it was
now,
a normal
now you're
thing.
too good to. Now you're too good to eat
Right.
at this place, or now
Right.
you're too good to
But
wear
you were
this.
doing
or
this
now
for a
you're-
while now.
This is who you are.
Yeah.
Like many more years of your life you spent this way
Yeah.
than this little fraction of time that you
Right.
spent doing it like this.
And so that's what it say. Like when a lot of people are like, you are who you are,
Yeah.
regardless of how much money you get, how much whatever. That's still who you are because, like you said, majority of the mass of your life was spent
In these conditions.
in these conditions.
Right.
Yeah. Right now we up, but it was a time when we was down.
Yeah.
And we were down
Most
for
of
a
the
while.
time.
Most
Right.
of the time.
Most of the time.
It's great right
but
now.
I think that it's all about who you were. Like you could tell when people get famous
Mm-hmm.
or popular on social media or whatever, you can tell which one of them was cool or had attention
Right.
in high school
Right.
or like they were popular,
Right.
and the ones that weren't cool,
Right.
didn't really have a lot of friends, and now they're getting a lot of attention. It's pretty obvious, at least to me, to
Right.
kind of see that.
Yeah.
And I think that it's in your makeup. You just got to be all right. Like you
You
got
gotta,
to
like
be
you said, you are who
roll
you
with the
are.
punches. Yeah, you are who you are, and you got to use the ego to your advantage, and you got to be able to check yourself